Hello everyone, welcome to Tix.com where we teach web development. So this is the HTML crash course and welcome to lesson 4. I hope you understand as we commence this lesson. So hello everyone and welcome to HTML for Beginners lesson 4, and today we're talking about HTML basic tags. So HTML basic tags are just simply the tags that you mostly use or that you need to know, and your basic tags which are very common. And I'm gonna be teaching you 3 in this lesson, which is the headings, which are the heading tags in HTML, the paragraph tags, which are represented by P, and the div tags. In the last lesson, I discussed about tags, and I mentioned that we have 2 types of tags, which are the closing tags and the self-closing tags. In this lesson, all the tags that I'll be talking about are actually all closing tags. And since the most of the tags in HTML are closing tags, then this lesson would have an intention on practicalizing more on how to use tags and when tags should be used. And also, for this basic tags lesson, I plan on showing you only the heading tags and the paragraph tags. But I just wanted to introduce to you the div tags, because when you actually start building projects, you mostly use the div tags. Yeah, so thank you. Let's start and commence this lesson. I'm here about to make a new folder. So I'm going to right click on new, over on new, and folder, and I'm going to be naming it I'll be naming it HTML3. Click enter. You could actually basically name it anything. And then I'm going to open this folder. Actually, I'm going to right click on this folder and click on open with code. I'm using Visual Studio Code for this lesson. Yes, so now it's gonna open with Visual Studio Code. This is my development environment. Yeah, so I'm right here in my development environment, which I love to call dev development env environment. So every time I say dev env in this course, I mean development environment. Yeah. So I'm gonna right click here, or I click this icon here that says new file. And when I click on it, I'm gonna make an HTML file by writing a name.html. So basically be calling it index.html, and I'll click enter. Now it brought out the development environment where I'm going to be writing my HTML code. Yes, so firstly I'm going to be talking about the HTML headings. Now there are basically 6 headings in HTML, ranging from heading 1 to heading 6, which is H1 to H6, and they are all closing tags. Now, with the help of Visual Studio Code MS abbreviation, I'm going to bring up a boilerplate and click on tab. There. Now we're going to be writing all our code in this body. Actually, let's change the name to, I'm going to be changing mine to HTML headings. There. Now I'm going to write all out my code in this body tag, because the body tag displays the content of the web page. If you write all your code I'm going to be writing, and in the head tag, it's not going to be displayed. You're meant to write it in the body tag. Please don't make that mistake. Yeah. Now the first one is heading 1, and heading 1 is represented by H1. Now I'm going to be writing H1 and click on tab. So actually, to make this more practical, let me just be showing you something like this. You first put the opening and then H1 and closing. That is the starting tag, and this is the ending tag, which is opening, then a forward slash, then the h1. Then all your code you're going to be writing now should be inside this h1 tag. So actually, basically, the h1 tag is the highest. It's the highest level. It's the highest. Please don't make that mistake. Ranging from h1 to h6, h1 has the highest heading. And I'm actually going to be showing you what that means. So h1 with the Emmet abbreviation, then heading 1. This is the heading 1. Then enter, then h2 heading 2. Sorry about that. Heading 2. Then h3 heading 3. Then h4 heading 4. And then we have h5 heading 5. We then have the last one, which is h6, the lowest, heading 6. Now I'm actually going to show you, I'm going to understand the difference between all of these headings when I open this. So if you've actually installed the live server in the extensions, it's still coming up. If you've actually installed the live server, you actually be able to see it, and you're going to right click and say open with live server. This is the live server here. So I'm going back to my code, my Explorer. I'm going to right click on this index.html and say open with live server. If you've actually not done that, you'd be like open, maybe something like open with File Explorer, and then you right click and click on the browser you're using. So this is it. Yeah, now you can see the difference between heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, and heading 5 and heading 6. You can see, oh, I made a mistake right here. Maybe I should just quickly correct this. And while I'm correcting this, I'm actually going to be showing you the difference. What makes the live server different from using the normal Explorer, the normal opening of your document. So just see this. When I write the I to make it heading, it automatically reloads without me even saving it by Control S or right clicking save, then opening it. It automatically opens. Yeah, so that's why I said you should install the live server, because when you start writing many stuff, you don't have time to be saying Control S then clicking here to refresh. It automatically saves and refreshes for you. Yeah. So these are the heading. Now this is heading 1, which we wrote. This is heading 1, which we wrote right here. And actually, people normally make mistakes, and they don't really understand the functions of headings. What I mean by that is that people normally think the headings are just for you to pick the height of whatever you're going to use, but actually they're meant to be used this way. Maybe heading 1 will be for your topic, heading 2 for your subtopic and stuff like that. You can't just use them anyhow you want. They all have purposes. Now moving on to the paragraph tags. I'm actually going to use the Emmet abbreviation P tab, and there the opening and the closing tag. Now I'm going to write text inside. Maybe this is my first paragraph. There. Now you see this is my first paragraph. The default browser styles of this or let me just say the default size is 16 pixels. I'm just letting you know. So this is what P tags I just normally to use to write texts and stuff like that, which can be used with the title attribute if you want to define more on them. Yeah. Then the div tags are called division tags, and they're wrapping elements. They're used to wrap code, and they're mostly used when you want to start CSS. When you're doing many projects like that, you really need them to. So I'm actually going to be giving some examples of when you're going to use something like div. So let me first show you the division element. Div has an element abbreviation, then I'll click enter. Then you're going to write any piece of code here. I could maybe do a control X here and actually transfer them here. And to show you more on what they're actually used for, just imagine if you had, let me do this. Yeah, just imagine if you had many H1s and you want to differentiate them, maybe many stuff like this, and you want to differentiate them. Then I could say control copy and something like this. Yeah, so you can all wrap them in a div element so they will not be scattered together. Yeah, so the up of live server, it has actually automatically refreshed itself. Yeah, so we are coming to the end of this lesson, and in this div element you could use classes or IDs to maybe separate them the more. Maybe a class of first, then class of second, class of third. We're still coming to classes later in this course, and you're going to understand a much more better understanding of using classes. So you've come to the end of this lesson. You can see this. The div element has no special meaning at all. It represents its children. It can be used with the class line and title attributes to mark up semantics. Semantics common to a group of consecutive elements. Don't worry, we're still coming to semantics. Semantics is for HTML5, and we're still coming to that later in this course. So you saw the div element is just used to wrap around its children. Now, I've talked about children before. Children, these are the children of the div element. So thank you so much for listening attentively in this course, and I hope you've actually gained a lot. So thank you and enjoy and have a nice day.